Hello everyone, WW2 here, and with the previous video I went over what weapons in the rifle and SMG class are statistically the most optimal for hardcore game modes. So if you missed that video, I'll link it as a card or in the description below, as I explained exactly how I'm rating the weapons of World War II in this topic. Nevertheless, with this video, I plan on continuing the topic and covering the rest of the classes, including the LMG, snipers, shotguns, and pistols. And to get right into the video, we'll start with the LMGs. If you ever played a hardcore game mode before, you'll know just how powerful this class is. Every single one of these weapons are able to one-shot kill at almost any range, which basically makes them into a fairly low recoil, high mag capacity, full auto sniper. Even though I made this tier list for this class, I easily found people using pretty much any of the LMGs and performing well with them. But anyways, here it is. These two LMGs are tier 1 as they have a more than manageable recoil and a good fire rate. So you'll find that you'll be easily able to snipe across long distances with these weapons, even in full auto fire. Although you could argue that the MG15 is superior than the Lewis in hardcore, but it does boast a less friendly recoil, and if you try to shoot through any object, it will lose its one hit kill potential. So with this in mind, the Lewis is only really tier 1 with rapid fire and FMJ or armoured equipped, so that it can kill with one shot through walls with ease. At the tier 2 level, I find these weapons to be less effective versions of the two LMGs at tier 1. The reason for this conclusion is that the MG42 is a slower MG15 with slightly more recoil and a wider hipfire on top of that. The GPMG is also like the MG15, but it just lacks the good mag capacity and great hipfire that you'll find on the MG15. And lastly, the MG81 is very similar to the Lewis, but it sacrifices some fire rate for better recoil. However, for hardcore, the Lewis already has a manageable recoil for ensuring that you'll land at least one shot, so this trade-off isn't nearly as valuable. But in the end, the tier 2 LMGs are still great overall and are more than viable to use. In tier 3, these last two LMGs are normally high damage in core game modes, but in hardcore they are just on par with all the other LMGs in terms of damage. This definitely is an issue for them as they'll trade off a large amount of handling for that wasted damage, and so if you aren't playing slowly, then you'll definitely have some trouble using these two weapons. Snipers. This is probably one of the weakest classes in hardcore, where they are easily overshadowed by the simple fact that all the other weapons can pretty much one shot as well. So this leaves snipers with a sluggish handling and low fire rates with little payoff. However, one positive for snipers in hardcore is that all snipers can kill in one shot to any part of the body, with even a sniper like the Carabin being able to do this as well. I consider the Carabin to be the only viable sniper in hardcore, and it'll pretty much be the only sniper you'll see anyone use in hardcore. In fact, I actually find the sniper to be quite good due to its damage, which, mind you, anywhere in the body you hit them, they'll be a one-shot kill. And this allows it to shoot through walls very easily since it has high penetration, and also it has incomparable accuracy due to it just being a sniper. Although you should probably take a reliable sidearm, in which I'll cover later, along with you for close range. From my perspective, tier 2 has a huge gap in terms of usability compared to the Carabin, where the Carabin's fire rate and handling just completely overshadow these weapons immensely. The only reason that these weapons are at tier 2 is because they are just the best in terms of aim down sight time and fire rate out of the non-semi-auto snipers. At tier 3, these snipers are the slowest out of the class, and since the damage of all the snipers are virtually the same, you'll gain very little benefit from these high damage snipers while trading a ton of handling along with it. using these weapons will definitely give you a hard time. For shotguns, they are incredibly powerful in hardcore, where most shotguns can kill if they land even just a single pellet in their damage ranges. And of course, shotgun users, even though despite their newfound damage, they must still try extra hard to stick to close range due to the risk of getting picked off by other longer ranged weapons. The toggle action is a no-brainer here due to its great damage output and ability to perform one-shot kills with a single pellet, while also being a semi-auto shotgun. Although it is possible for there to be a two-shot kill at ranges greater than 12 meters, due to it requiring at least 2 pellets for a kill at that range, and for knowledge sakes, the toggle action can reach up to 15 meters in total. But anyways, for the M30, it barely makes it into tier 1 in my opinion, but it has a saving grace where when equipped with advanced rifling, or the rifle bullet, this allows the M30 to get incredible range while only requiring a single pellet for a kill. While on the other hand, the rifle bullet becomes a one-hit kill anywhere to the body in hardcore. For tier 2, the combat shotgun is pretty much a discount toggle action without it being as spammable since it's a pump action. Although it does have more range than the toggle action, as it's able to one pellet kill at any range up to 15 meters. And in a sense, I see it as a middle ground between the toggle action and the M30, where it balances out the range and spammability out of the two. At tier 3, these two shotguns are practically outclassed in every aspect by the other shotguns, where the sawed-off is outclassed by the M30 with its superb range, and the blunderbuss is outclassed by the combat shotgun by having the same range profiles as it. I advise pretty much staying away from these two unless you're after camo or gun challenges. In an effort to make this video shorter, I'll try to go through the pistol class a little more quickly. At a glance, pistols in hardcore have a surprising one-hit kill range that extends mostly out to mid-range, or 38 meters to be exact, for the majority of the pistols. They are also very effective and give even most semi-auto rifles a challenge at close to medium range. The P08 and 9mm SAP are basically the same guns stat-wise, and therefore I decided to include them both in tier 1, since using either or mostly comes down to preference anyways. They both have a one-hit kill range out to 38 meters, and also have a great handling and fire rate, enough so to hold its own even against most primary weapons. The 1911 appears here since it's pretty much a pocket sniper, as it boasts an infinite one-hit kill range, although having a good aim is required to put the 1911 to good use, as if you miss, it does have a slow fire rate and strong recoil that will definitely throw you off. Next, the machine pistol has an abysmal one-hit kill range of just 3.8 meters, which is also the smallest one-hit kill range in hardcore. But despite this, it can still kill rather quickly at close range, but it will struggle at hitting those two shots further out due to its strong recoil. It's still a good backup weapon if you ask me, but if you could choose a tier 1 weapon on this list, it'll definitely be a better idea for you. Lastly, while this is a different case in the core game modes, in hardcore however, these guns are entirely outclassed. The P08 is a direct upgrade of the Righteous Revolver, and the M1911 is a direct upgrade of the Enfield No. 2. Am I saying are they bad? Definitely not. But they're in no way better than the tier 1 guns I just mentioned, but they are still viable pistols in the end. And that's all for my hardcore list. While these lists are mostly backed up by comparing hard stats between the weapons, they also come down to some matter of my own personal preference as well. So if you disagree with some of the entries in here, I would not be surprised, and I really can't blame you for it. And if you'd like, leave down in the comments of what you think. And if you enjoyed, don't be afraid to share these videos, as more exposure means I can help more people just like you guys. And as always, thanks for stopping by, and until the next video.